Every day, more than 17 veterans take their own lives. By building a gaming community that offers peer-to-peer counseling, GameCore is aiming for zero. Research shows that playing video games together offers social connection, stress relief, cognitive enhancement, and community building. On our Discord server, veterans, active duty service members, and supporters chat and game together. Some casual gaming sessions might only involve 2 or 3 people, while other events might include larger groups and be streamed on the GameCore Twitch channel. Most of the time, there is a GameCore member available to lend an ear to anyone who needs it. Join the Discord server. It's free. We are an inclusive community and we don't require anything of our members. If you want to be more involved, there are always opportunities to volunteer.
All right, welcome everyone to the IWM broadcast of the Tech4Troops Cup Series, and tonight we are at Dega. Thanks for tuning in to the broadcast tonight. I am Rick Sousa here with my co-broadcaster, as usual, John Drudris. And John, man, we are at a super speedway.
We're at a super speedway, the biggest and the baddest of them all. Talladega for the Jack Lynx 250. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy here. We have a lot going on in this race, and it's anybody's game. I think this could be anybody's race here tonight with as many cars that we have in this field, with as many teammates as you could see right there. A couple cars that have the same sponsor. They're all trying to get some practice in together. This race is going to be 2 wide, 3 wide, maybe even some 4 wide action. 4 up, and maybe that too. Maybe that too. And great wreck avoidance there by all these drivers. Well,
Mostly.
Well, no, that was perfect. It's perfect. There you go. But Talladega, it's the biggest, baddest of them all, so we'll see who's going to come out on top. Got about 8 minutes left to practice there, Rick.
Yep, 8 minutes left to practice. We got a lot to cover prior to the practice. Let's go to the standings right now, currently in the Tech4Troops Cup Series.
Yep, right now you have 2 drivers that have 2 wins, Kyle Smalley, Marcus Adams, and then you have Mike Kelly, David Brown, Jordan Weaver, Garrett Johnston, Maxwell Caldwell, and Austin Call, your 8 winners this season. And the point standings are tight at that cutoff line, separated by just 6, let's see, no, do some math here, 4 points right there between Chuck Van Scoik and Alex Linney. And then you have a 16-point gap between Christoph Hall and Chuck Van Scoik. So 16 points separates 4 drivers. 18 points separates 6 drivers, Rick. It's at that cutoff line, it's treacherous. But looking at Walker Thomas, Ty Bostic right there, they have a pretty comfortable point lead, almost 2 full races. So they're sitting pretty right now as we move to race number 11 on the season.
Yeah, with the 11 races, we've already got 8 separate winners. So it's really been a great showing here with lots of new drivers putting their name up on the board and punching their ticket into the playoffs.
For sure. And let's check out the team championships, see what's going on in that front. No surprise here. Balls Out Racing, almost 1,000 points on the season so far, and we're only 11 races in. So basically scoring 97.8 points per race. That's just phenomenal. With Goat Diecast there in second, and then you have Factory Nexus, 1320 Enterprises, Rock Motorsports, all within 18 points of each other. So battle is really on for third, but it looks like Balls Out Racing, class of the field. We say it every week, and after Kansas, it looks like the trend may continue here at Talladega. They were fairly strong at Daytona. I think they could be running away with this at this point. We've seen a lot of the racing on road courses, short tracks, ovals, super speedways. They can just get it done everywhere.
Absolutely. And then we're at a super speedway, so that means there's one more event that's here. It is the Earnhardt Challenge Points. We already had one race, that was Daytona, and we're here at Talladega for the second race of the season. I think there are 4 super speedway races. Atlanta is not part of it. It's just basically Daytona, Talladega. How this typically works is that each 4-member team accumulates points as part of this separate challenge. The top 3 finishers earn points at 2 stages during the race and then at the finish. So we'll do our best to keep you up with the stages. Not sure we'll be able to tell you exactly who is on. I don't think they throw a stage break caution flag at that point. It's just we'll just see who's doing what at that time. We'll just kind of keep up to date with what's happening at those stage breaks. But hey, we'll keep you up to date, and that is another challenge that puts money in people's pockets. That's another sponsorship challenge here that gives these drivers, these participants in this league, another opportunity to earn some bucks.
It does, and it's really cool. It's really cool to see how that works. I mean, it's really fun to have these in-season challenges like this, especially when these drivers are, battling for either a championship or maybe not battling for a championship. Because when you look at Factory Nexus, I mean, right now, 292 points. I mean, that is fairly strong out of that camp with Goat Diecast right behind them. So very curious to see how Factory Nexus will perform tonight, as well as Goat Racing Diecast, see if we can get potentially this Earnhardt Challenge moving in onto the third race, which is obviously Daytona coming at the later parts of the season. But cool challenge early on here for this series. Got about 3 minutes and 50 seconds left. Let's go over some track facts now and talk about what you can expect in tonight's Tech4Troops Cup Series race from Talladega, the Jack Links 250. So we have 90 laps, pit road speed 55 mile an hour, no quick repairs. You have 4 sets of tires. You have 1 on the car and 3 that are sitting in the pits. Probably not going to use a lot of those unless you're involved in the wreck. 75% fuel with a track temperature at a lovely 117 degrees. That's hot. That's hot. It's
that
slick.
Is smoking hot.
But it sounds like a typical Talladega race in the spring. So we'll see what this is going to do to track state as this race goes on. But right now, it is hot on track and slick.
We're just watching practice continue here at Talladega with just 3 minutes of practice left. And then we'll go to racing. Now, these drivers have had, most of these drivers, I would say all the drivers are familiar with the platform and running at Talladega. It's also Talladega week in iRacing, so I'm sure that some of these drivers have either practiced or run official races. Talladega with this car can be treacherous.
It's wild. That's all I got to say. I've yet to race this week. I want to race. May try to do that either tonight or tomorrow. But Talladega, it has definitely changed. I mean, this surface, it looks like, Rick, has been rescanned. If you notice in turn 1 and turn 2,
right
that
there.
groove, that double, the line, the first dotted line is almost invisible now.
The double yellow is now, but it's clearly obvious. Whereas in the past, it was just a single yellow line.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, definitely this track has gone through some changes. We've seen the updates here on iRacing. Really cool to see that. Obviously makes it more realistic. But looking at that single white line there up on the first lane when you're looking at that turn, it's almost non-existent just due to how much wear is on the track in the corner. So you can already see it a little bit there in the tri-oval. But also you got to remember, Talladega, if you're new to this track, the start-finish line is not in the middle of the tri-oval at like any other oval on the circuit outside of Phoenix. It's actually past that. It's past the tri-oval there. It is, what'd you say, 200 feet after?
Easy,
100
yeah.
feet, 200 feet? Yeah. So you got to think about that coming out of turn 4. Do you want to be the leader? Can you block? Do you want to make your move going into the tri-oval instead of coming into turn 3 or going out of turn 2? It's all about the strategy here at Talladega, and it seems like in these cars, it's constantly changing. The one strategy that isn't changing, though, is surviving. You have to survive this race to make it to the end.
I do know that I did run some practice laps here. Where in the past, as you put your left sides down on that yellow line, there was a lot of bumps. There was a lot of groove there. You could feel that yellow line on the car.
Wow. I mean,
I think they've smoothed that out. It's no longer. Maybe they ground it down before they put the yellow lines on it or something, but it seemed smoother to me.
Well, I like that move. I think it's a good move because it's always tough when you're riding as close as you are to that bottom lane, especially if you get kind of moved down a little bit. If you touch that double yellow line, you're going around. I mean, you're losing the front end of the car, the back end of the car. As you see right there, it happens. And it's tough. It's treacherous. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of updates. You see the double yellow line. That's very bright. Also, the start-finish line has been updated, I believe, with the playoffs logos and everything right there for Yellowwood. That's pretty cool that they have that right there. Still has the Aaron's 499 logo on the flag stand there. But either way, we just wrapped up practice. Let's go to qualifying.
All right, qualifying is underway, and if you do see that subscribe button, if you could take the opportunity, subscribe to the IWM broadcast channel. We'll keep you up to date with what's happening here on our Wednesday nights and our Thursday nights. And just to keep you on your toes, we tend to sprinkle in some other specialty races throughout the course of the race season. So right now we're watching. I'm not sure who we've got right now. We've got Walker Thomas, who put up the fastest time in practice here in Talladega. But practice times, does it really matter?
Yeah, I was about to say, it doesn't really matter too much, especially when you have 40 other drivers out there that are just as hungry as you to get on the track. I will have to say, that car looks great. The chrome number looks really good.
I was a little shocked. You noticed he was running at 100 miles an hour, which is kind of off the pace a little bit there, but he's picked it up.
Yeah, I don't know. That may have been a lack in data.
Don't know. But he certainly, I'm not sure if he found something, but well, he's crossing the stripe at pretty much where I guess he needs to be. Not sure. Let's jump on board with somebody else. Let's go to Justin Lewis.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the speed difference right there just in the corner. I mean, these cars should go 180 right there, a little bit over that, right into the straightaway, 181 maybe.
Well,
interesting.
Yeah. So what we do know here is the fastest lap is going to be your first lap. So although they have 2 laps here for qualifying, that's really just there because if you make a mistake on your first one, you got to at least have 1 lap, hopefully, to qualify. But the first lap is always the fastest lap.
Yes, it is. Right now, John Ledber, top of the board, 53.379, 4 thousandths in front of Jordan Weaver.
All right, good, John. Holding on to that. That's great. Times are beginning to populate with other drivers.
And the question is, at this point, I don't even know what a good strategy would be here at Talladega, because it really is just survival. I mean, you just got to get to the end. Obviously, you can't be in the back with I guess you could be in the back with 5 laps to go. But
Good.
You want to basically progressively make your way through the field as this race goes on. If you have to start in the back or if you're in the front, I would just stay there. You just got to be up there at the point. Looking at right now, Tracy Powers, top of the board, 53.321. Great lap for Tracy.
Yep, just looking at other drivers who have posted speeds there. Those drivers who are on the top in gray, they're done. Those in green are still underway. And John, we've got, just double checking, I think we've got nearly 40 drivers tonight, so it's a packed field here at Talladega.
Yeah. Yes, it is. It's going to be packed. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be chaotic. So I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be a great, great race. Oh, man. Y'all are in for a treat. You are in for a treat if you haven't seen a race at Talladega before in this league. So very excited to see what happens, see the crazy 3-wide action. As we now have just a little bit to go in qualifying, John Ledger looks like he has fallen down. He was the leader, now down to P5. Nathan Yarnell now tops the board at P3. Ty Bostic goes to P4. A lot of drivers making their times a little bit later on in this race, or in this qualifying session.
Just looking on back, 36th. A couple drivers still haven't qualified, but time is running out.
It definitely is.
All right, that's just 15 seconds left, and we'll jump over to getting this race underway.
Let's do it.
All right, we'll be done with qualifying right about now. And that's it. So as soon as we move over, we'll bring you our grid.
Let's do it. That's a very close-up shot of the pace car right there.
That's pretty close. We are right there. We're right at the bumper cam.
All right. Well, let's see if we can bring up the starting lineup. All right, here we go for tonight's Jack Links 250 at Talladega, brought to you by the IWM Broadcast Network, showcasing you the Tech4Troops Cup Series, brought to you by the Tech4Troops and Goat Racing Diecast. David Brown on pole with Trace.
Just a comment, John. If you look at the time that David Brown put up, 53.320, you see Tracy Powers, there was no difference. They had to go back out to like 1,000th of a second to find that delta.
Wow. Well, they're tied. You have a tie. You have a double pole. How about that? David Brown, Tracy Powers, 1-2 right now, separated by numbers that we can't even see. Wyatt Gray in third with Nathan Yarnell starting in fourth. Ty Bostic starting in fifth. Alex Linney starting in sixth. Marcus Adams starting seventh. John Creighton in eighth. John Ledger starting in ninth. And Austin Call starts in P10.
Jordan Weaver finds himself in 11th with Kyle Smalley to the outside. Maxwell Caldwell and Walker Thomas in the next row. Justin Lewis in 15th with Nathan Harper. Zach Lindgren in 17th with Aaron Jackson to the outside. Todd Merkel in 19th. And Chuck Van Scoik is in 20th.
In 21st, you have Sammy Harrell with Mike Kelly to his outside in 22nd. William Corinne in 23rd. Aiden Lucas starting in 24th. Starting in 25th, you have Andrew Pileshi with Cody Sturgill in 26th. In row 14, you have Luke Bullard starting 27th with Jeremy Brown in 28th. Michael Anthony starts in P29 and Troy Torgerson in P30.
All right, in 31st, you've got Greg Stone with Justin Horton to the outside. Christoph Hall in 33. In 34, Philip Vanderwick. In 35 is going to be Marco Berube. 36 is Scott Simley. 37 is David Watts. And 38 is Zach Allen.
Well, it is going to be a heck of a show tonight.
Absolutely looking forward to it. This is one of the races I earmark on the calendar that's always fun to call and fun to watch?
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen.
Nope.
Literally, you have no idea what is going to happen, and that is where the whole part about this. I mean, it's super speedway racing in a nutshell. You can be a car that is outside of the playoffs looking in, and you win a race. Next thing you know, you're locked in. Look at what happened to Harrison Burton last year at Daytona. I mean, literally. I mean, it can happen just like that with a car that obviously is doing much better this year. Already has a win under the belt with Josh Berry at Vegas, but you never know. But looking at this field, we got a car straying a little bit to the middle there. Going to get back in line. But let's really quick bring up my 3 keys to tonight's Jack Links 250. Number 1, stay in the lead draft. If you lose the lead draft, whether you are with another car, whether you are not, the lead draft is going to set you up for a potential win. The second thing that's going to set you up for a potential win in my key is teammates. You got to be around your teammates, at minimum, your manufacturer friends or people that you know you can trust. And third is pit strategy. If we get to green flag pit stops, pitting is essential. It's more about fuel than tires, and it's going to be tight, especially if the field starts to break away and we get some different packs formed after we get green flag stops.
All right, pace car has dropped off the racing surface, and this race is in David Brown's hands.
Yes, it is. Here we go. 83 on the bottom, 13 on the top line. Tracy Powers, David Brown, green flag in the air for tonight's Jack Links 250. We hit the line now.
And underway, David Brown brings this field down. A little bit of lane changing. We come to expect that with these super speedway drivers.
A little bit of lane changing for sure as we start to see both of these lines generate energy, trying to gain momentum, and all cars more than likely in 5th gear now as we make our way into turn 3. When are we going to see a run generate on the outside as we make our way out of turn number 4? Wyatt Gray pushing the 83 machine of David Brown now to the front, leading lap number 1.
All right, above that, you can see the stage 1 is at lap 30. We'll try to keep up with that. Do our best to let you know who we think amongst those teams and drivers will gain points.
And by the way, as you see the 83 pull out, the stage will not stop. We're not going to have any caution for that stage break as we see the 83 leading a lap, getting that point, and he's going to go all the way to the back. All the way to the back. He's like, you know what, y'all can have fun up here. I'm just going to meander my way back here. Don't mind me.
Yeah,
Don't try to.
Yeah, I mean, David Brown is not a not a rookie here. He has got a huge I rating, well-respected driver, lots of experience. I think he's just looking up there and saying, whoa, maybe discretion's a better part of valor here at Talladega.
Just a little bit. I mean, he drops well off into the mid to late 20s and into the early 30s now for that car. But out front, we have his teammate Wyatt Gray out of the outside, going to drop back, but that puts Ty Bostic, 22 machine, up to the front.
Yep, he's got Marcus Adams right there as his pusher, who's right behind him. Not far back is Ty's teammate, John Ledger, in the 19.
And just like it says on Ty's car and what he's telling everybody else to do right now, his car says this is the way. And he is leading the way here at Talladega in that Mandalorian, Dadalorian, Baby Yoda scheme. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, well, that may be John Ledger, or not, excuse me, that may be Ty Bostic and Ty Bostic's little one on the front of that hood. So could be. As we see the field starting to shake up a little bit in the back, you have the 47 right there. That is trying to figure out what's happening in the middle here.
Yeah,
some lines kind of getting all.
That's a 55.
All out of sorts.
A lot of action there with the 55 moving back and forth there, stuck in the middle. Not the greatest place to be.
Yarnell. No. And Nathan Yarnell kind of stuck in no man's land, got picked up by the 18 of Justin Horton.
This is back in the middle of the field, but there's a lot of action here. We are solidly 3 wide, and that's going to be lots of risk reward here for these drivers.
A ton of risk reward as we see the high line now starting to develop. And that is the 43 machine of Sammy Harrell. Right behind him was his teammate Aaron Jackson. And Rick, we have 36 cars separated by 2
55 spins,
seconds.
55 goes around, they're wrecking.
Oh, that actually could have been a lot worse than it was. I think we are okay. That could have been a lot worse. 55 might be one of the only 2 or 3 cars involved in this incident. Amazing wreck avoidance by everybody. I mean, phenomenal. Need to go back and take a look and see what happened to the 55 as he went sideways at one of the worst parts of the track, the tri-oval.
Yep. All right, let's get the folks in the crew to wind that one back for us.
All right, right up there, you see the 18 shoving the 55.
Hang on one second. We've tried to find the 55 here.
Oh, man, that's just a push gone way wrong at the 18. I mean, just shoving in the tri-oval. I want to say the 55. Okay, it is. The 55 was about to push the 1 of Walker Thomas. And just a bad bump by the 18. You can't push on the left rear.
I think
of these
he may
cars
have.
like that.
I think he may have not realized. I think the 55 maybe backed off a little bit as he was coming up to the bumper, and then unfortunately the 18 went right there. But look at that as he's spinning. Most of these cars got around without a whole lot of contact. Oh, I said that too quick.
Oh, the 24. Yeah, tough hit there. But I mean, we had a car spin front of the pack, and we only got 2-3 cars in this. Amazing wreck avoidance by this entire field. Kudos to those drivers as we now see some drivers coming down pit road. Interesting. 7 laps into this 97-lap race. I like the move. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. You can make it about 27 to 30 laps on a tank of gas. So 27, 54, 71. That means you have to pit 3 times in the race. By pitting 7 laps in, you can go 34. Gosh, what's the math on that? 61, and then what is that? 88. If my math is right on that, so save a couple of laps of gas. You got yourself a strategy at hand. So we'll see how these drivers played out. Only 5 drivers stayed out on that strategy, Rick. And if you look at the top, it was all balls out racing drivers.
It was all. Absolutely. They had their own strategy for how to be successful here at Talladega. They're going to take this opportunity to kind of hook up together and and lead the field. But yeah, all the balls out guys plus Tracy Powers stayed out.
And I like both strategies for different reasons. I think that there is a benefit to staying out. I think that there is a benefit to pitting. I prefer pitting because the math on it just makes more sense to me.
Right now, you've got 2 drivers who are still in the pits after that incident getting repairs. John Creighton and Philip Vanderwick is in the pits. Surprisingly, the 55 was able to return to the field. I would have bet money that that right front was toast, but no, he's good to go. All right, under our first caution of the night for an incident happening here around lap 6. As this field forms back up here at Talladega. That's the fun part about this league. In our broadcast on Wednesday and Thursday nights, we give you a chance to see a little bit of a preview of what's going to happen Sunday in the regular Cup Series. Our drivers here on Wednesdays and Thursday nights give you a pretty good preview of what's happening going forward.
Sure is. And I'm curious to see how this is going to play out. There's a lot of the strategy's interesting to me because you still technically can't make it. If you go 27:54 71, then you have 3 stops. But if you could save enough, you could do it on 2. And that means that these drivers can have to pit on, let's see, they could pit on lap basically 63. That's the buffer. That's the window. So I'm very curious to see how it's going to play out. But they obviously have a strategy. But looking really quick, Rick, talking about some of the biggest movers of the race. Justin Horton, plus 21 spots up to P11. You have Zach Allen up 13 up to P25. You also have Sammy Harrell up 11 to P10. So those are some of the biggest movers of the race, but obviously that doesn't really mean a lot. It's Talladega. Shoot, anything can happen.
All right, the lights are off on top of our pace car, which means only one thing. We are getting ready to go back to green flag racing as the drivers drop out of turn number 4.
Alrighty, let's see what we are going to expect on this restart. You have Marcus Adams in the high line. You have Jordan Weaver in the low line. A little bit of a checkup there on the bottom line. See how this restart's going to play up. A little bit more of a checkup right there. Is the 31 the leader or is it 00?
31's the leader. Yep, Marcus Adams.
Green flag back in the air here at Talladega. As the field makes their way into turn 1, a car blew up. Oh no! Is that David Brown?
That's David Brown.
David Brown missed a shift, I think. We need to go in car and see what happened, Rick. He has not bailed off yet. As we see 3 wide now.
It's not David Brown. David Brown's right there in the field. It is
Nathan Yarnell? Or no. No, who is it?
It's Maxwell Caldwell.
Maxwell Caldwell. That engine's blown. I don't know if he'll be able to make it around, Rick. I mean, he's going fairly fast. But this field's going to catch him in the middle of 3 and 4.
Yeah, let's go back and see if we can get a replay on this Maxwell Caldwell's.
If he gets loose,
let's go in the cockpit.
I would assume he might have downshifted.
That's exactly what happened.
Yep. Well, you hate to see it. He's making it around right now to pit road. As we see 3 by 3 now forming up into the high line here at Talladega. You have on the inside line Marcus Adams. And now the 1 of Walker Thomas on the bottom.
Sammy Harrell finds himself again leading a pack. He was doing it just before the caution. With the 12 of Aaron Jackson, his teammate, right behind.
And here comes Sammy Harrell now up to the point in the middle line, getting help from his teammate as well. So Sammy Harrell, Aaron Jackson going to the front as we see these cars. What I've seen, you're able to push just a little bit in the corners.
Yeah, Alex Lindy's on the outside. He's leading that charge, the 42. They got a great run on the outside.
And we are seeing some amazing 3-wide racing here hold on to her, boys, at Talladega, but to the point, the 42.
With a big push by the 4. Yeah, Nathan Harper.
Alex Linney to the point at Talladega.
That was a huge move.
Huge move, and they got it done.
But right behind them, this freight train is a rumble, and now 2 and 3 wide here. Caught back up. You can't get away for far with just 2 cars.
No, you can't. As we see, a little bit of contact there with the 42 along the wall. That might stack them up just a little bit.
3-wide racing here with lots of lane changing and decisions being made in fractions of a second here as this field of nearly 40 drivers fans out. We are
3 by 3 by 3 at Talladega.
And as we had expected, Maxwell Caldwell has retired after that blown engine.
Oh, tough break. Tough break.
As soon as we call the leader of this race, it's going to change. Right now, Alex Linney is posted right now up in front on that outside line, but the challenges are everywhere. See that 14 making a charge on the low line. That's Michael Anthony getting some help. And now he has puts himself at the point here at Talladega.
And it's looking pretty treacherous there in the middle of this pack. I mean, you have the 14 of Michael Anthony now to the front, getting a shove from the 31. But it's looking pretty hairy in the middle. You see the 43, that basically petty blue car a little bit further on back.
Chuck
a
Van
lot of
Scoik
dodging
has
and
joined,
weaving and moving.
Yeah, Chuck Van Scoik, the 23, has joined that duo of the 42 and the 4. Number of goat racing guys up there. See the 83 making his way back up. That's David Brown. He's now leading that outside line. At the point, drops back to 25th, and now he's up top 10.
Absolutely phenomenal.
"36 cars currently on the lead lap. Only one car is down 1 lap, and if we get a caution, the 24 will get his lap back. Unfortunately, he is making his way around the track. Both John Creighton, the 66, and Phil Vanderwyck that were involved in that last incident, they've got no help. They're out there by themselves. And unfortunately, this pack is going to run them down probably within the next lap or so.
And that's what I was talking about earlier. You have to stay within the draft. You cannot lose the draft here at Talladega. If you lose the draft, you're just going to kiss your hopes goodbye of potentially even finishing this race on the lead lap. So it's definitely a challenge now for all these drivers. Let's see what they're able to do. But we're still 3 wide here at Talladega, a little bit further on back. A lot of bobbing and weaving and shaking going on as now Marcus Adams,
you know, the 83
is
was
in the lead.
83 was involved in that last incident when he was back in the field, and he doesn't really have a good bit of his rear bumpers missing from that 83. But you know, it's at Talladega, that's not quite as critical as your nose.
Correct. And right now, everybody kind of just minding their own business. You see the 83 shoving the 4 car now into turn number 3 and turn number 4. That is Nathan Harper now taking the lead on that high line. You see the 9 of Mike Kelly trying to get something formed up. No, that is not William Byron, but that is William Byron's paint scheme. He's getting shoved by the 43 of Sammy Harrell now into the tri-oval as they are making a pretty decent run on the outside.
Absolutely, and as I said earlier, they're about to run up on the back of the 24. Unfortunately, they are 3 wide here. That's going to make this very interesting as they try to deal with this lap-down car. Luckily, we're on the backstretch. May not be quite so critical here.
Shouldn't be too bad. As here we go, down to the inside. There comes the 9 of Mike Kelly now, trying to take the lead here at Talladega. 18 of 90 laps in, and he does it.
Again, this is a points-based league, so if you can lead a lap, you can add another point. Every point matters here, and especially when it comes down to the playoffs. Right now, that cut line, those guys are tied, so it's going to sit 2 and 3 deep of issues there, trying to figure out who's in each place. So everything matters.
Everything does matter, especially at this point in the race. I mean, in this point in the season, you got a lot of drivers trying to fight their way through, and don't forget, we have an 11 laps, a stage break. What does that mean? We are going to get not an official break where a caution comes out. It is just for the Earnhardt Challenge for those drivers at lap 30, at 60, and obviously the end of the race. So back up to the front, though, on the inside line, Nathan Harper. Middle line is the 9 of Mike Kelly. On the outside, you have the 23 Chuck Van Scoik now trying to go to the point, getting shoved by his teammate, the 98 of Christoph Hall.
Those are 3 GOAT Racing drivers all right there. The 64 is there, the 98 and the 23. That 64 is Cody Sturgill, who's sitting in the 3rd position, but we are solidly 3 wide here. Lots of ducking and moving here. Mike Kelly jumps up the top side. You got the 43, who puts himself in front of his teammates here with the GOAT Racing team. The 7 finds himself right to the middle. That's Justin Lewis. He is in the middle of the 3rd lane there. It's kind of been no man's land here tonight.
It really has, as we see, the 9 now. 4 wide. Yep, I said we'd go 4 wide. We are now 4 wide at Talladega.
Yeah, this is a no-win situation here. The 9 lost his drafting partner and wound up just here in the middle. Same thing with the 43. Yeah. They all shuffled back. That's somewhere mid-pack.
Yeah, now the issue is, can they pick back up the pace and catch this front pack? That's the question.
They're about to run up on another lap-down car. I think that's the 66. John Crichton.
See how this is going to go.
All right, we begin to have a little bit of a breakaway as this field begins to stretch itself out. And well, at some point, for some of these drivers, those balls out guys, they're going to be looking for, caution's out. Caution's out.
Caution, yep, it is. What in the world happened here? Not too sure, to be honest. Trying to find it.
34 was involved with Aiden Lucas.
Oh, man.
See if we can go back and see just what happened to Aiden. That's the 07 of Brown.
Gets turned.
47 gets a little bit.
And the 22 just, Ty Bostic right there, nowhere to go.
To the 13 down low, but pinned up against the wall. That's not good.
And that's what happens at Talladega. It can happen as easy as that.
All right, now that does put an interesting spin on this. Here we are, lap 23. I expect to see that We'll see some drivers make their way down onto pit road.
Oh, absolutely. You should pit.
Yep, absolutely. Field is catching up to the pace car.
Well, Rick, if you're in this point of the race, where are you wanting to be? You wanting to be in the front? You want to be in the back? Where do you want to be right now?
I want to keep myself in striking distance, somewhere 15th and up. That's my ideal position for myself.
Makes sense.
I would do just like these guys are doing. I learned from some of the best of the super speedway guys. You always, no matter what, if caution comes out, you pit. You pit, you pit. Take the opportunity and go in. First, the entire field is taking advantage of this.
Yep, here we go. Definitely looks like it.
Interestingly enough, a number of drivers actually took tires.
Wow.
Which is not unusual. Again, going back to some of those super speedway races we covered, some of those old timers always took alternating tires. When you are getting a full set of fuel, you got an empty tank, it's just as quick to put on one side, and those guys would alternate. They'd go right sides the first time, they'd go left the next, and that's how they would do it. I don't know if it really plays a huge difference, but if this comes down to a matter of fractions of an inch, you got to do it.
You got to do it. If you have that just a little bit of extra tire on the car, oh, it's well worth it, Rick. It's well worth a win to do it. So
absolutely,
we'll see who's going to be paying a visit to maybe, who knows. I don't know where you go after a win. Some drivers go to Waffle House. We'll see who's going to go to the Talladega Waffle House after this one. And it could come down to the tires. It can come down to the fuel. There's so many different things. It can come down to just pure luck. A lot of times it's pure luck here at Talladega. But right now, Justin Horton, Rick, 30 positions gained. Absolutely wild to see. And we haven't even gone 30 laps. We've gone 24.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Are you looking to add to your diecast collection? Well, visit GoRacingDiecast.com. Explore one of the largest collections available with the options for pre-orders, new inventory, and the GOAT's personal collection for over 25 years. There's an option for every level of hobbyist. Ship direct. Personal custom diecasts are available. Shop the GOAT Racing merch store. And if you're a driver, apply for a sponsorship today. Turn your hobby into a passion and head on over and shop GoatRacingDiecast.com.
All right, welcome back to the Tech4Troops Cup Series tonight here at Talladega. We are under caution for just a second time with 25 laps in. Lights are off on the pace car. We'll get this back underway in our first stage for the Earnhardt Challenge. There are just 5 laps to go.
And somebody's going to be walking away here with some stage points. So we'll see who that is.
Absolutely. All right, lights are off on the pace car. That means that we'll go back to green next time by. Out of our field of 38 drivers, we've had one retiree. That was Maxwell Caldwell. He blew up an engine. Jeremy Brown in the 07 was involved in that last incident. He is in the pits getting repairs. Other than that, 36 drivers on the field, on the track.
Still a great run. Great run from all these drivers out here.
35 cars still on the lead lap.
Yeah, that's pretty darn good.
We have been notified that the 25 does have a black flag that he'll have to serve a penalty for. That's Zachary Allen. All right, pace car has dropped off as the drivers make their way around to get into the Geico restart zone. I believe Nathan Harper is our control car.
I believe you're correct.
And
here we go. Green flag in the air. A little bit of a checkup there in the middle of the high line as we see the three of Luke Bullard now to the front.
Lots of movement happening as these restarts are always the most treacherous.
Yes, it is.
But that three of Luke Bullard, he's got the 31 and the 1. Those are both, I think, balls out racing guys that are behind him on that outside line. But right there, the 4 of Nathan Harper out front with the 71 of Wyatt Gray tucked in behind. And I think that's the 18 of Justin Horton as well. That's 1, 2, 3 there.
And we'll see how this line's going to play out.
And lots of movement here. There's some tight racing going on.
Oh, yeah, insane racing going on in the back. There's a lot of movers and shakers and people moving up through the field.
This car is super aero sensitive, so as they're going too wide, it does not take much to take the air off of one of these cars.
Not at all, and especially in the corners, you're going to see that happen all race long. As it looks like a pretty long line on the bottom, starting here as we make our way to lap 28. Just 2 laps until we get to lap 30. So is it at the conclusion of 30, so 30 going to 31, or is it 29 going to 30?
Super good question. We'll have to wait for admin to let us know. All right, we have posed that question to admin. We'll see what they say.
We shall see. We shall see.
There you go. Here's your answer. It is at the end of lap 30.
Yep, so 30 tripping 31.
Nathan Harper continues to show us the way. He's got Wyatt Gray, the 71 tucked in behind. Justin Horton continues to stay in third. The 42 of Alex Linney. Oh, and caution is out. Caution has flown.
And who was the leader? I think it's going to be the 4, Nathan Harper. He's going to win stage 1 for the Earnhardt Challenge.
Looks like the 47 was involved in that incident, but also there's another 24 is involved.
Oh boy.
There's others involved. I think Marco Berube was involved. Let's see if we can go back and just see just what happened. Seems like it was a pretty big incident.
Looking right now, okay, maybe a little bit up further to the front. Yep, a car came down on a nose. They were not clear. Oh boy.
That's Tracy Powers, the 24. And the 83 of that's Brown. There? That is your leader. Lots of damage. There's parts flying all over this track. I think that's David Brown, who's in that yellow and
I think you're right.
And blue car. Unfortunately, I think Tracy Powers has some significant right front damage.
Oh, yeah, he definitely does.
All right, number of drivers who are in the pits: Powers, Berube, David Watts, Jeremy Brown, also in the pits, as well as the field coming down for topping off fuel.
Yep, got to get fuel. This is one of the stops. Now, this might change who... Well, no, Nathan Harper's still out there. Okay, I'll say that might change who's going to be the recipient of Stage 1, the victory there. But
yes,
Nathan Harper retains.
Yep, Stage 1 is complete. All right, under caution for the third time tonight here at lap 31. An incident with the 24 and the 13, and just a few others who also got involved. The 47, the 24, a few other drivers were involved, the 54 as well. But we're just past the 1/3 point in this race, and with our first stage ending.
We are. Right now, Nathan Harper out front, Wyatt Gray in second, Justin Horton in third, Alex Lee in fourth, William Curran in fifth, Sammy Harrell, Mike Kelly, Chuck Van Scoik, Aaron Jackson, and Greg Stone round out the current top 5.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We will be right back.
Hello, my name is Jack Raymondson. I manage business development here at Tech4Troops, and I'm my second year with this amazing veteran nonprofit owned and operated by veterans for veterans. I served in the U.S. Marine Corps as an amphibious assault crewman from 1992 to 1996. I also served in the U.S. Coast Guard from 2002 to 2007, joining after 9/11 as an operations specialist, then serving as an instructor at Coast Guard Training Center, Yorktown. I also spent many years as a first responder volunteering as an EMT and fireman. I'm here at Tech4Troops because I believe in our mission to empower veterans and their families with the gift of computers and technology training, as well as our outreach to help curb veteran suicide while providing a safe and meaningful community where veterans are treated with respect and dignity. We are aiming for zero veteran suicide through gaming and other program opportunities. We help veterans regain a new sense of purpose and help them see they have a brighter future ahead of them. It truly is an honor and my pleasure to serve my fellow veterans and help give them a leg up. 2024 is Tech4Troops' 10th anniversary year, and I ask that you help us support our veterans and their families with a computer donation and or greatly needed financial contribution so we can help every last veteran in need. Together, you and Tech4Troops can be change makers. Thank you.
All right, welcome back to the Tech4Troops Cup Series here. Thanks for tuning in on our Wednesday night. We are just under our third caution of the night. Just completing, it almost worked out perfectly, John, for that stage break right there at the one up under caution.
Yeah, right, perfect. I mean, it was smack dab at where we needed to be, so almost like a stage break.
Right?
Here, as we are now going to be going back to green very, very soon here for the Tech4Troops Cup Series here at Talladega.
Now, just interesting fact, the top 10 really they did not pit that time. So they pitted last on lap 23. So if we're counting, looking at 20, would you say the laps?
27 to 30.
All right, so we should be looking somewhere about lap 50 for those drivers.
Makes sense. All right, here we go. Pace car is diving down to the apron. We are about to get this race back underway here at Talladega SuperSpeedway. The 4 car at the bottom, 71 up at the top. Green flag back in the air. field now goes into turn number 1 side by side.
A lot of cars on that outside line and big gaps on the near line.
Yeah, that's not going to fare well for that inside line by any means. It's going to be kind of treacherous as we see 71, and I believe that is the 42. Yeah, 42. Alex Linney now to the bottom. As you see the 4 now, all 3 of those cars' teammates making their way to the bottom lane. As the 23, Chuck Van Scoik pushing his teammate Sammy Harrell up into the high line. That's the 23 and the 43 as we now make our way down into the tri-oval.
That inside lane is being led by the 71 of Wyatt Gray. He's got the 42 of Alex Linney behind him. And it looks like the 4 of Nathan Harper. We've seen those guys together earlier. You got Horton and Karen right behind them. Stone drops down out of that high line. Greg Stone finds himself and moves down to the low line.
Yeah, trying to make his way back up through this field.
He's up 22 spots.
Pretty solid job there. A little over a third of the way into the race.
Our next stage break for the Earnhardt Challenge is on lap 60.
As we see the 18 now trying to get a run out of the 43 as he's going to get a shove from behind from the 81 machine of William Curran.
Oh.
This field is... hold on to it.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a touch by the 42. Tapped the rear bumper, kind of moved Wyatt Gray out of the way. Not intentional, I'm sure, but kudos to the 71 of holding on to that car.
Yeah, well, now he is on a clothesline, out to dry.
Yeah, well, it looks like the 43 of came out to help, but he found a place to tuck in, and now Sammy Harrell's in the middle with very little help. Chuck 23 moves down, I think, trying to pick him up.
Yeah, tried to, but it's not going to help very much as now another GOAT Racing driver drops down there. I believe that was potentially the 64, Cody Sturgill.
That cycled all those guys back. Now they're somewhere about 10 or 12 in the back. That leaves Alex Linney out in front in the 42. But this is Talladega. Those guys can reform that whole line and just get right back at it.
Yes, they can. Yes, they can. And it's going to be take a little bit of a run, but now we're all almost single file here for the front pack. That second pack, though, is 3 wide, I believe, Rick. Taking a little bit further on back. May have settled down. Oh, nope, there we go. There's a 3 wide.
That's way in the back. That's like 24th, 25th. These guys are just hanging it all out.
Yeah, and some of these cars had damage, so they're trying to make their way back up through the field, so it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to make their way.
Abe Lucas is back there. They were 3 wide. But you're right. They've got some damage in the back there, but hey, they're doing their best.
All right, here we go. Coming now to lap 38. Alex Linney up at the front. Nathan Harper, Justin Horton, William Curran, Greg Stone, Andrew Palesci, your top 6. That could change in an instant. As this field is trying to get generated back on the high line, trying to potentially get a run. We'll see what they can do now as they have that 71 machine right back up there. Wyatt Gray trying to make a run to the outside. There's Justin Horton sitting there in third. As you see Chuck Van Scoik now on the outside trying to get that run back, Rick. And here we go. Oh, a little bit of a move there. Cody Sturgill now to the high side, but I think he was able to gather it back up. As Alex Linney, Nathan Harper, Wyatt Gray, Justin Horton, Chuck Van Scoik now battling for those top 5 positions.
Side by side up front again. Here we go. Oh, that was a big move.
Yeah, it was pretty darn big moves there. From what we've seen, pretty crazy.
Solid racing here at Talladega. Lots of action here. We saw the 71. He was all the way in the back, came all the way back up, and now he's back up at the front.
Yes, he is. It can happen just like that.
Oh, 42 bails out. Comes back up. Oh, the contact spins to 81, goes around.
Oh, hold on to it. He's back up the track. He's come back down. Oh, 66 slams into him.
Aiden Lucas involved. John Creighton was involved. That's the driver of 66. It may have been contained to just a handful of drivers, but unfortunately, I think there was a contact with the 42.
Yes, it was.
That precipitated this incident.
Let's see what... And who was the culprit here?
So you see the 81 is tucked in the middle there. He's dropping down right across the nose of the 42.
Yeah, just nowhere to go. Literally nowhere to go. And then just, I mean, when you're at that kind of angled, 12 squeaks by, 0 squeaks by. And then the 66 is just going to come right through here and absolutely just hit him in the nose. Both of their races got to be done.
You would think.
One would think.
Everybody got through, besides that, pretty clear, pretty good. Those guys are definitely in the pits. But here we are, lap 42. So a little bit of gamesmanship there between the 23 and the 71. But the entire field now makes their way down onto pit road. My guess this is maybe a fuel and single side tires. We'll just take a look and watch the 23 and the 43. Looks like fuel only for those drivers. He gets out with a relatively quick pit stop, just under 8 seconds. As we are approaching the halfway point here, we'll be halfway before we go back to green.
And Rick, pretty clean race so far. We've had a couple incidents, but haven't been too big. We haven't seen the coveted big one, the big one.
Nope, so far these have been pretty good. And that's really a testament to these drivers in this league. There's you saw a lot of good accident avoidance. Some drivers, unfortunately, they weren't the beneficiary of that. But right now I think we got about 29 out of the 38 drivers still on the lead lap. Number of drivers in the pits making repairs. 3 drivers have retired. John Crichton, Jeremy Brown in the 07 and the 94 of Maxwell Caldwell. As expected, the 81 is in the pits getting repairs. The car that hit him was the 66. That car is retired. But the 23 of Chuck Van Scoik finds himself at the front of this field and will be the control car on this restart. Now, we've seen, John, these drivers choose to start from the outside, from the inside. If this was you, where would you start?
I like the inside, but I would like better to be paired up with my teammate. So it kind of depends on where my teammate is at the specific moment. So
well, it looks like he's going to have Mike Kelly to wherever he chooses to go. He does have a couple of GOAT Racing drivers around him. He's got Christoph Hall and the 64 of Cody Sturgill.
Yep.
In fact, if you look at it that way, Mike Kelly is outnumbered in the top 4.
Oh, yes. Yeah, he is. Yes, he is.
All right, we'll take the green flag at the halfway point here at Talladega. We appreciate y'all tuning in to the Wednesday night Cup Series here with the Tech4Troops Cup Series. We really couldn't do it without our league sponsor, Tech4Troops. If you get an opportunity to check out their website, see what they do an amazing job with our veteran community, providing them with technology and training as they re-enter the workforce.
It's one of the coolest sponsors out there. So thank you everybody at Tech4Troops and what you all have been able to do for not only the veteran community, but for all the extra people that you reach that you don't even know. So appreciate it. Love seeing them on board so many different cars and different broadcasts we have. It's really, really great to see. So we got just about half of the race done. This is like an intermission, a halftime. If you didn't already go get your popcorn, as we see a car blinking, is that the 71?
That's the 71.
Yep. Haven't already got your popcorn.
Wyatt Gray maybe having some connection issues, which is a little disconcerting if you happen to be around the 71.
It is, but either way, we're green. Green flag racing here at Talladega. Got the 71 to the outside. Got Chuck Van Scoik on now the inside. Cars trying to move all throughout the place. 18 is on the outside. 98's on the outside.
They're all over the place. We can't tell you a position and it just disappears.
And now the field has moved up to the top line. Now we know Chuck likes to use this high line at Talladega, and when you get momentum up there, it rolls. It's like a train.
He's got a good pusher behind him. That's Mike Kelly. And a number of his GOAT Racing drivers behind him, the 64 of Cody Sturgill, the 98 of Christoph Hall. But that low line has the 18 of Justin Horton with the 7 of Justin Lewis behind him. But lots of time in this race left to make something happen.
Absolutely. Outside line is definitely rolling now with that 23 up in the top. Let's see if we can go on board, Rick, with maybe the 9. Or maybe the 91 on the bottom lane to see what they see here around.
Andrew Palesci. Let's go on board with him.
Yeah. And he's just sitting there minding his own business, getting the shove from the car behind him. He sees that high line. He knows it's going to be quick.
Making a great run. Got a good push.
Absolutely.
Up the green sky, I mean a blue sky in front of him. That's green sky. Up a blue sky in front of him. But his partner, his pusher, just disappeared. That was just important.
Uh-oh, he got shuffled 3 wide. Got to shove it in the middle of the corner. As we look into the blue skies like green skies. Well, I might be colorblind. I don't know. But right now we are 3 by 3 by 3. See if we can get maybe an aerial shot of this, Rick. Some of this racing is pretty phenomenal here when you get the pack like this, to this size. Yeah, look at that right there. You see all the moving and the bobbing and the weaving and everything that happens. And the moves that could be made, should be made, shouldn't be made.
Especially further on back. Lots happening here. 3 wide with the 55, the 25, and the 43. But this pack is close, knitted together.
Yeah, they're pretty tight.
A couple cars hanging back who are back out, trying to make some laps. For the most part, this is a talented group of drivers all holding together, but back up front to the 18, getting a good push from the 4 and the 31. And they're actually battling Scott Simley, who now finds himself up at the front. Scott Simley is up 35 positions. Justin Horton plus 30. I think Scott Simley was near the back of the pack and now finds himself leading this race.
He is. I mean, up 20. Oh, no, that's more than that.
35.
Hold on. I was got to refresh my feed. My feed is giving me the wrong numbers here. Basically, that is the definition from the back to the front.
Big push from the 23 of Chuck Van Scoik. Now, do you want to separate yourself from the pack this much?
I don't know. I wouldn't, but that's just me. As we see that 11 car now in the middle getting shoved by the 23 of Chuck Van Scoik. Top 5 movers up 35 positions, 18 positions. Mike Kelly up 19, Justin Horton up 28, Marcus Adams only up 2. But here comes that 31 of Marcus Adams to the high side, getting a shove from his teammates up there.
Wide up front. Man, this is tight racing here. We saw this in practice. These guys were definitely, they were ripe for this rehearsal here. The 31, the 51, and the 1. Adams, Smalley, and Thomas right there.
Oh, hold on to it, Chuck. Got a big shove from the 71. As we start to see this field is now navigating its way back to the start-finish line. Lap 52 of 90 here. And this race is far from over. Scott Simley up there, looking at him in this middle of the hornet's nest. You know, you're at the mercy of everybody else at this point.
You look at your side view mirror, look at your rear view mirror, look at your windshield. You got nothing but cars.
If you're claustrophobic, then this is not the sport for you. You gotta figure out a way to make sure you can keep your mind in the right space. And that like I said, you're at the mercy of everybody else, but everybody else is also at the mercy of you at super speedways. One small mistake and this race could be completely flipped on its head. I'm looking at that 18 car in the bottom lane. We've already seen a little bit of a misaligned shove earlier on that caused a spin. Seems to be corrected now and pushing that 71 now to the front. But Rick, this is a gaggle of cars, as I would call it, and it's getting kind of crazy up there.
Yep, absolutely. And then you saw earlier, it does not take much. One off-center tap on that rear bumper, especially as it differs from manufacturer to manufacturer. I mean, they've changed that a bit with this Gen 7 car, but it's still it's treacherous.
Very treacherous. Very, very treacherous.
That balls out crew up high is continuing to lead that line, that freight train as you described it, around this track. Adams, Smalley, Thomas, and Anthony all up on that outside line.
And in that middle line, you have the 71 getting shoved by the 23 a little bit sideways there, slightly misaligned. I don't think that was anything due to just the circumstances there. Not a bad push from Chuck as he goes to the inside, slingshots around the 71. And as I mean, if you know Talladega and you are a NASCAR fan, you probably heard me say slingshot, and the first thing you thought of was slingshot engaged. Yep, you weren't the only one. I do it every time. But here we go down to the tri-oval again, completing lap number 55 now. We have 29 cars within 1.3 seconds of each other. Rick, you don't get that anywhere else.
Nope. This is just the type of racing you see here at Talladega. This is just there. You see the four of Harper drop down, pick up by the 91 of Andrew Boleshi.
Yep, the moves are getting big and the runs are getting bigger, and the shoves are just, enormous. Oh, hold on to it there, Chuck. Got a squirrely push there from the 71. That's going to drop the 18. Oh, hold on to the middle lane. The 7 wanted to come up, but not going to get it. But here comes the 7 back up in front of the 18. 91 up into the top lane. Looks like the 4 chooses the low line. And Rick, this is not good. We have a lot of drivers switching lanes. There's only so many times. Yeah, there's only so many times until you switch a lane too many times, and you're going around, and you're causing the big one.
4 laps to go to the end of stage 2 here, coming up to 2/3 complete here at Talladega.
And again, we will not stop the race. There will be no intentional caution flag. If the caution does fly, it's hold on to it there, Chuck. Yeah, we're getting all out of sorts here in the middle of this pack here with the 18 to 23. Oh, 7 goes up to block the 91. The 91 doesn't like it very much. Maybe he does. Well, the shove says a little bit different. Now you see the 2 there.
Did Marcus Adams drop out of that low line to take over the center? Oh, contact! The 81 came up and broadside the 31, but he held on to it.
I think it was a push from the 3 that just unsettled that 81 car pretty bad. I mean, that was a pretty bad situation, but they got it under control. The 7 of Justin Lewis drops down to the middle lane, but the 3 now is going to leave the 43 out to dry. Hold on to it.
Wow.
They're playing with fire. They're playing with fire here.
I think that's the 05 of Zach Lindgren. I think Zach's a newcomer to the series. That's the that white Ford Mustang right there down below with the orange numbers.
Hey, he's doing well up there into the top. All right, and we can see the field now. We got potentially 4 wide right there. You got the 3 in the 3rd lane. Oh, hold on to it there, boys. We are 4 wide at Talladega.
25, the 3's in the middle, 25's to the outside.
They got it done. Oh,
Yeah, I don't know how they did that. I don't know. That's crazy.
Like I said, never a shortage of excitement here at Talladega. Gosh, we got to do this all over again tomorrow night.
yeah, we do. So two laps to go in this second stage here. Lap 59 coming to a close here, which puts, if I do the math, so that's going to be, we're coming up to 20 laps since our last caution.
Yeah, so I mean, these cars are probably going to pit around, I would go about 69 to 70, which would get them plenty of fuel to the end, as we are now approaching the white flag lap. As we see the 4 peel off, did he get shoved down below the line? Oh no, Rick, this is going to create a big run. Hold on.
Contact.
Yep, hold on. This is going to stack up the low line. This might be, nope, we're all good.
Somehow at 43 kept it together there and finds himself at the point, but the front field is kind of broken apart a bit.
Yeah, but we got that 91 now to the middle lane with Justin Horton now getting a big shove from the 71 as we are now in the last lap of stage 2. Who is going to win stage 2? Nathan Harper won stage 1. You have the 43, Sammy Harrell out there for stage 2. Rick, I think the 4 is going to set him up. The 4 is going to set him up for a pass. When is it going to happen? When is the 4 going to drop out? He could win this stage if he pulls out now. If he pulls out right this second, which I don't think he's going to do.
No, because, well, there he goes. There he goes.
Oh, little late.
Oh, the 91 goes around. Big wreck, big wreck. This is the...
Yep. It might be the big one. I see cars still wrecking up there. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah, we got a lot of carnage.
So, yeah, stage completed, and the yellow comes out. We've done this twice. Chuck Van Scoik involved as well. Justin Horton involved. Andrew Pileshi. I think we'll watch the 91 of Pileshi. That seems to be somewhere near where this event started. See the 18 of Horton to the outside there as they cross the start-finish line.
Oh, comes
right
down.
There, a little bit of contact. That's the 7 involved, the 51.
That's 55 again.
Yep. Couple guys just made it through pretty simply. 22 gets through, 47. You know, not terrible.
Not at all.
I know he may have called it out as the big one, but it really wasn't quite the big one. The 18 may have a little bit of nose damage, but not too bad. So he's a little bit involved in that incident with the 91. But we expect to see the whole field down on pit road. This will obviously reset those that lap counter.
Yes, it will.
It's pretty close to being the last stop.
Yeah, it is. It's very, very close.
See the 43 of Sammy Harrell changing right side tires. Nathan Harper looks like he'll be the leader on this restart. He's the first one off the pits. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for a way to safely and securely dispose of your old electronic devices? Why not donate them to Tech4Troops? Tech4Troops is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to bridging the technology gap for in-need veterans and their families. The donation process is quick and easy. Simply go to Tech4Troops.org and click on the donate link at the top right-hand side of the page. Scroll down to access the Give Back Box link. To create your shipping label, click Add to Cart and complete the checkout process. The shipping label is good for up to 50 pounds. You can recycle most standard shipping boxes to send in your devices. Oh, don't forget the power cords. Give new life to your old technology by responsibly recycling with Tech4Troops. Help save the environment and support a veteran.
All right, welcome back to the IWM broadcast of the Tech4Troops Cup Series. If you see that subscribe button, if you could, just go ahead and click on that. We'd love to have you as a subscriber to our channel. We are right now here at Talladega with the Tech4Troops Cup Series, lap 63, our fifth caution of the night for an incident up front between the 91 of Paleschi and the 18 of Horton, I believe.
Yep,
But,
I believe that's correct.
2/3 of this race is done. There's a good chance our calculators say that fuel stop pretty much could be the last stop that these drivers need to get this, to make it to the end if it goes green.
That's the big question. Can it? Will it?
We've had some good runs, but I'm not sure we've had 27 laps of good runs.
No, I don't think we have. And it's Talladega. Anything can happen.
A number of drivers, all the balls out guys, did what we've seen other people do. They ducked back in and topped off their fuel tanks.
I like the move. I mean, why not? You know?
All right, that ended that stage. Did we figure out who the winner was on that last stage, John?
Last stage winner, I believe it was the 43 of Sammy Harrell.
All right. Well, those two drivers will accumulate some points, as will others. Just to remind you what that is, we have an Earnhardt Challenge. Those teams accumulate points throughout the season at all of these super speedways, and there, as always, a cash prize amongst that team. Looking through the chat, there's been a lot of chat tonight going on. It's like Doyle Lawrence is pulling for Torgerson. Where is Mr. Torgerson sitting right now? Looking through the field. There he is, sitting in 14th. That's actually not a bad position to be in here. It's the 39 of Troy Torgerson. All right, pace car has dropped off. Go ahead, John. Call.
Yeah, I was going to say, here we go. Hopefully for the last time, we're going to say green flag is back out here at Talladega. Now with just 25 laps to go. I believe everybody should be able to make it on fuel. And you know what that means. If they can make it on fuel, we're going to go to the end. But if we have any green-white checkers, Rick, oh boy, you better hope you saved enough or topped off on fuel. But here we go. Nathan Harper is at the front of this field. You have William Curran right there in second. You have Sammy Harrell, Luke Bullard, Alex Linney making up your top five. And we're already seeing cars start to drift up to that third line, trying to get a run. 71 of Walker, 71 of White Gray up there.
Yeah, he's all by his lonesome. He's looking for some dance partner because he's all by himself. Still has not found anybody. He's not. He may wind up at the back of the end of the line.
Yep, he might.
29 cars remain on the lead lap here at Talladega with just 25 laps to go. Drivers who have retired: David Brown, John Creighton, Tracy Powers, Marco Berube, Jeremy Brown, and Maxwell Caldwell. 2 drivers getting extended repairs done in the pits: the 24 of Philip Vanderwick and the 54 of David Watts. Then we are door to door here at the front between the 81 of William Caron and Nathan Harper in the 4. Big push by the 42 of Alex Linney to the 4, rocketing the 4 out to a good lead, but the 43 gives a good shove to the 81. Todd
Seems like the
Todd Merkel now emerges up at the front. We haven't seen Todd up at the front yet, but here comes that number 2.
Yeah, that bright yellow number 2. You can't miss it. And Rick, it seems like these cars can be pushed a little bit better than they have been in the past. You can actually shove in the corners. You can shove these cars and they won't get as upset. I think that's a good move from iRacing, and we're seeing that right now. Look at the 9 shoving the 05 of Zach Lindgren to the outside, possibly going to challenge this front pack.
Yeah, that's got to be some new some rework, because you could not do that last year.
Oh gosh, not at all. Not at all.
That third lane has opened up here. That far outside, the 71 of Wyatt Gray is up there. Got a little bit of help, but not quite there yet. Laps begin to tick away here.
They are ticking away very quick. We're now 22 laps to go.
43 of Sammy Harrell leads on that outside line. Got some pretty good help. I think the 05 is right there with him. That's Zach Lindgren. Mike Kelly is sitting right there as well. And John Ledger, all on that outside line, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Great runs up until this point.
05 is now in the middle there. No, not the 05, sorry. That's the 3 of Luke Bullard.
Oh, wow.
Who wound up in the middle, but found a place to land on that low line behind the 2.
And now we have 2 distinct lines being formed right now. That low line and the high line. High line being led by the 43.
The 2 and the 3 are side by side. Now we're 3 wide here. You thought it was organized. You thought it looked great. It was simple. It's not. It's gotten crazy now with
That's
just 21 laps to go.
That is how quick it can happen here at Talladega.
23 of Chuck Van Scoik pushing the 31 of Marcus Adams. Oh, the 71 is blinking badly.
Oh, no.
Somebody is blinking as well. It's playing havoc in our telemetry. Oh, it's wrecking.
And caution's out. Oh, is that Chuck?
That's Chuck going around the 23.
Chuck Van Scoik. What happened?
Well, you're nearly 4 wide. The
Oh my gosh. The
Weaver.
51.
Yep.
Oh man, that was close.
it could have been a whole lot worse. It wasn't, oh, well, I say that. Unfortunately, I did not see him. He contacted that inside retaining wall. Hopefully that left front is not as damaged as it appeared in that replay. All right, caution flies. With 19 laps to go, our 6th caution of the night. We are going to take a commercial break, our last break of the night. We'll be right back. Thanks for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network.
When I got out of the military, I had a hard time translating my military experience into the civilian world. I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for my wife, I probably would have been that homeless or impoverished vet. But it can be easier with the right support. I'm Mark Casper, and I'm the Executive Director of Tech4Troops. In today's world, you have to have a computer to be able to apply for jobs. Our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce.
Here at Tech4Troops, we're here to push you forward to get you back to where you want to be in life. When the veterans come in, I teach them everything you could think of that's done with a computer. I want them to feel that this is a tool that's going to help them get their life back.
I went into a kind of a deep depression. Eventually, I lost my job and I was out on the street. The computer was able to connect me to the web, and I was able to start putting resumes out. And you have to have these small building blocks to get from point A to point B. I'm not worried about employment anymore.
The need is great, and we want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, welcome back to the Tech4Troops Cup Series. We've got 18 laps to go. We are under caution for the 6th time tonight after an incident involving the 23 of Chuck Van Scoik. Nathan Harper is our current leader and will be the control car on the restart. But, you know, John, I guess if I go back and look at your keys to tonight's race and bring those back up, I'm thinking every one of those, maybe pit strategy maybe has not been quite as important tonight, but certainly number 1 and number 2, huge.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a race that does not have any green flag stops, and we're not going to have any at this point, pit strategy's out the window, but for sure, you know, spot on with those, and that's what you typically expect here at Talladega. And so looking and seeing what drivers are doing, we may have some drivers up at the front trying to save a little bit of fuel. Look at the 4, look at the 42, trying to save as much fuel as they can. Not wanting to run out of fuel at the end because they don't want to lose that track position. Now this is the other thing. At this point in the race,
you can see him. He just clutched it.
Yep.
So on board, we're watching those RPMs. He's in 5th gear right there. He's basically shut off the car. Just putting it on just enough to keep his pace up with the pace car. He's got to keep that pace up, but every time he is able to do that, he will save himself a few ounces of Sunoco racing fuel, especially if he feels that if there is a green-white checker, they're going to need it.
Yes, they will.
All right, 17 laps to go. We'll go green with 16 laps to go. Zach Ward is watching. Zach has been in this series before, and he says Ledger for the win. Certainly possible. John Ledger finds himself back here in 6th. John qualified well and has been really up in the front pretty often tonight.
Pretty solid run. Pretty solid run from a lot of these guys. I mean, you got the 19 up there, you got William Curran up there, Bullard up there, a lot of strong drivers.
I mean, Alex Linney has had a great showing tonight. He started, he started in 6th. He's up to 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
He's had a good night tonight. But we bring up that our tree. Well, that tower. You'll see a lot of drivers who have come up through the field.
A ton. And the question is, who is going to have what it takes to get to P1 at the end of this? Here we go. Green flag back in the air. Outside lane did not get a great run at all. The 43 pushing the 42 and the 9 pushing the 43. As we see the field somewhat breaking away, that 4 drops up or moves up to the high line to pick up his teammate as the 43 gets a shove and shoves the 42 into the 4.
Yeah, they've been brother-in-lawing it all night tonight, those two drivers.
And it, like I said, it looks like you can shove much better as the 43 and the 9. Sammy Harrell and the 9 and Mike Kelly drop down to the middle line. It seems like you could push a lot more, a lot harder and more effectively after this latest update. So really, really awesome to see that, because I love that kind of racing, honestly. The tandem was fun, but you can't really, you could do that here, but you're going to blow up.
Yep. No air, and you'll wind up overheating your engine.
Exactly. All right, 15 laps to go. The 4 is still out front. Getting a huge shove from the 42.
Big push. Big pushes all around.
Oh, gosh, yeah. As we see the 42 and the 4 break up just a little bit. Here comes the 9 now into discussion.
3 wide further on back in the pack. Right now we're still racing hard, staying in our lines, but with 2 laps to go, that's this field is going to break apart.
It's going to break apart quick. And here comes
wide.
Yeah, the 51, Kyle Smalley now trying to make a splash here.
I didn't think there was room there, but that 51, they're wrecking.
It's the big one. It's the big one. At Talladega, it strikes with 14 to go.
And took out the leaders. 42 was involved as well, of Alex Linney. Got some major damage on that car.
Make it happen just like that.
Let's try to find exactly. Looking around here to try and pick up the right cars here. Oop, that's not the right car.
I think the 9 or the 51. You could watch it from here. I mean, there's so many cars. The 11 even.
Hard. The 11, the 1 involved. 51, unfortunately, now.
98, 55, the 0.
A lot of balls out drivers, unfortunately, were caught up in that mess.
Yeah, the 14. Got the 64 getting involved. 71. Yeah, you have 10, 15 cars on this one.
All right. Well, unfortunately, the 7th caution flies around lap 14. Lots of drivers involved, lots of damage to go around, and unfortunately, it's going to shake up this entire field because most of those drivers involved were your leaders. All right, Nathan Harper finds himself back at the front with currently 12 laps to go under caution. Nathan Harper finds himself up at the front. Sammy Harrell, another great showing right there. He'll be to the inside or outside of Nathan Harper. William Karen is in third. You've got Luke Bullard also now up top. He's in fourth. And John Ledger finds himself in fifth.
Yeah, Rick, it's going to be an interesting battle to the end here.
Yeah, we'll have 10 laps to go, I'm guessing, or so on this restart. You know, all in all, John, it's been a great race so far. We've seen everything from little bump ups and some cautions, but some great side-by-side racing, 2, 3, and even, dare I say, 4 wide.
Oh yeah, no, I mean it's been a phenomenal race so far, and all I'm going to tell you is this last couple laps is going to be epic. It's going to be wild. If you look at the top 10 right now, every driver in the top 10 has gained stuff on average 20 plus positions. It's amazing. Scott Simile up 31, Christoph Hall up 26, William Curran up 15, Luke Bullard up 18, Sammy Harrell up 18. I mean, you have some big numbers here. Zach Allen up 27 and 20, almost 26 positions, depending on where he falls. It's anybody's game. It's anybody's race here.
All right, the lights are off on top of our pace car. Be going green next time by. So with 10 laps to go, we'll get it restarted back here at Talladega. Nathan Harper chooses the outside line, putting Sammy Harrell down below. Puts the 81 of William Karen behind the 43. Someone's blinking in the back there. That's not good.
Never good.
Harper to the outside has got Luke Bullard behind him and the 2 of Todd Merkel. Appreciate all of you who have tuned in. It's been a great race tonight, and we appreciate you who have tuned in to our channel.
Make sure to tune in tomorrow night for the INRS. Going to be at Talladega, 94 laps. Catch the series tomorrow here on the IWM Broadcast Network. It'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I believe broadcast coverage will start at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time.
8:40, I think we'll be there, but yeah, right around that time. We're back underway. Man, that was there was no clear advantage at all with that restart.
No, none at all. Here we go.
47 finds himself back up there. That's Austin Call. Oh, contact there.
Oh, hold on to it. Just not good. The middle of the pack is just shaking up like crazy. They kept it going in the right direction, though.
I am surprised that push of the 43 occurred by the 4. I mean, he was all over him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, all over him. All over him.
With this few laps left, there's a lot of strategy and positioning going on here, a little bit of blocking. You've seen that so far with just 9 laps to go.
Yeah, 9 laps to go. And what I'm looking at here is at the top line, you have some cars trying to form up that line up there at the very top. Looking on back, that's the 0 back, all the way back there. Jordan Weaver. Now you see Cody Sturgill move up there. More cars are going to do that, and we will start to see this outside line form. Those are all the GOAT guys. 34 now up there. 23 now up there. It's like they listened. They knew exactly what I was saying. Let's go to the high side. As we have now approaching 9, going to be 8 to go at the line.
Right now, those drivers are tied nose to tail, but when it comes to that last lap run, gloves are off.
Oh, yeah.
Get the 43 out in front, but then you got the 2, the 3, and the 4 all right there just behind. Outside line is forming up. That's the 47 of Austin Call on the outside. He's got some help with the 31. That's Marcus Adams and Aiden Lucas in the 34. Aiden was involved in an earlier incident, but now finds himself in the top 6.
Yeah, doing a great job. As we now have 7 laps to go here at Talladega. Teammates trying to form together. Non-teammates trying to form together, but 2 Toyotas leading the field. Getting pushed by 2 Fords. And right behind them, you have a wide array of drivers. 27 cars separated by 1.9 seconds.
Is not a top. The only top Chevy is 6 with Luke Bullard. So you have to go back to 9th before we find another Chevy. That's very odd. Oh, the 31 pulled out. Why did he pull out? Winds up in the middle, all by himself.
I think it was a shove.
Yep.
I think it was a shove that kind of gone wrong. Now, there you go. Left on that clothespin out to dry. Unfortunate. He is going to be all the way in the back. With 6 laps to go, that might be race over for the 31 machine. We'll have to see how he's able to bounce back. But up to the front, the 47. Austin Call, where in the world have you come from? Now getting a push from, it looks like, Aiden Lucas, and then you have Chuck Van Scoik trying to battle up there. Austin Call chooses the high line.
Great recovery with the 23. He was involved in that earlier incident and survives to fight another day.
See John Ledger up on the top line. I think he got a little bit shoved out there, but you got a pusher for the 05. Zach Lindgren up there, but up to the front. Chuck Van Scoik pushing that 47 car to the lead now with 5 laps to go. Five laps to go, and everything is on the line here at Talladega. The high side, you still see John Ledger up there with the 05 trying to get a run. But you see the 43 up leading the pack, coming to 4 laps to go. Rick, these pushes are going to get even bigger now as this low line is trying to get some momentum, but they just can't. The outside line has more cars. If they stay up there, this might be the outside line's race to lose. Oh, here comes the 4 shot all the way up to the top side. Like, again, see, they're listening to us.
Yeah,
Moved
he's
up to the top side.
Yeah, he took that opportunity to move up. But now it's about keeping that, keeping those cars behind you. If you're the 43, you're looking in your mirror, that 47's right there. But you can't lose sight of the fact that your teammate, the 23, is right there as well. So these laps are ticking away. 3 at the line.
You have 3 laps to go at the line. Here comes, looks like almost like a higher line than this middle line trying to form. 3 to go. We got cars all over the place. There goes I believe that is the 4. Is that the 4?
Yeah, that's
Nathan Harper. Nathan Harper. Side drafting. This is going to create a huge run. Chuck trying to side draft off the. Not able to do it. Oh, he pushes up into him.
Oh,
we got some contact. We're all good. This is going to create a huge run. The 4 needs to drop down if he can. This run's going to be massive. No, he's just going to shove the 47.
There he is. Oh, huge move. The 43 drops down and blocks him.
Yeah. That was bad. I thought that was going to be it. As we see, I think that is the third. No, that's not the 31.
Yeah, that's the 31 who's found himself back up at the front.
Well, he gets blocked by the 43. Don't hold on to it. 2 laps to go at the line. Sammy Harrell trying to block the high side. Does block the high side. Going to check that up. As we see the 31 now on the low line to get the pushing the 7. Big corner exit. I don't like that shove, but they solved it.
Tried to side draft. The 4 finds himself. How he did that, I don't know, but the 43 has kept himself out in front of the 47 and the 31. 23 is there. We're working our way around. The drivers are coming through out of turn 4.
Keep it together. Keep it together to the line. Keep it together. Oh, we're in the tri-oval. Oh. They're 3 wide in the middle. Once we hit the line, the next flag will end it. Oh, hold on. White flag. White flag.
This is it, folks. No cautions here. This is the final of the race. The 43 continues to lead. He's blocked everybody around him. He's got trouble now. The 31 is on his tail. The 05 of Zach Lindgren has also found his way up front. And Austin Call on the 47. Can they stave off that outside line? He's got a lot of momentum.
He does, and we are now seeing these cars going to 3 and 4. That 31 is on the back door of the 43. I think that 31's going to pull off. He's got to do it. He's got to do it now before the start of the tri-oval. He's going to try it side by side. Is it too early? He may have been too early. He's going to get a shove. Oh, we got 3 wide, maybe.
Oh.
31 wins it at the line.
05 is right there. I think he's picked up second. The 43 finishes in third.
What a run at the line. The 31 with the move was able to carry the momentum. And you fooled me, Marcus Adams. I thought your race was over with 6 to go. Comes back and wins the Jack Links 250 with Zach Lindgren up 15 spots to finish in second and Sammy Harrell up 18 to finish in third. Don't go away. We're going to interview the top 3 finishers. But what a finish, Rick. See if we can get a replay of that really quick from turn 4 out. What a run from the 31. And that's how you do it. Great run to the outside. Was able to side draft and get enough momentum. Won by a car length.
Wow. Wow.
He's a 3-time winner now this season.
He is a 3-time winner. All right, well, as he does his Polish victory lap, I think we've got the race results.
Let's do it. All right, your final results for tonight's Jack Links 250 brought to you by the IWM Broadcast Network, Tech4Troops Cup Series, Tech4Troops and Goat Racing Diecast. You have Marcus Adams now going to firmly lead the point standings in the playoff standings with his 3rd win on the season. Did he win at Daytona?
He may have.
I think he did. We'll have to fact check that, but I think he did win at Daytona. Zach Lindgren finishing in second with Sammy Harrell finishing in third. Austin Call in fourth. Chuck Van Scoyk with the top 5 finishing in 5th. Kyle Smalley in 6th. William Corinne in 7th. Todd Merkel in 8th. Nathan Yarnell in 9th, and Aiden Lucas rounds out your top 10.
In 11th, Ty Bostic. 12th, Troy Torgerson. 13th, Cody Sturgill. 14th, Andrew Pileshi. 15th is Aaron Jackson. Nathan Harper is in 16th with Luke Bullard in 17th. In 18th, Jordan Weaver. 19th, Christoph Hall. And Scott Simley is in 20th.
In 21st, Michael Anthony finishes there with Justin Lewis in 22nd. Wyatt Gray finishes in 23rd. John Ledger, 24th. Justin Horton finishes in 25th. Greg Stone in 26th. Philip Vanderwick finishes in 27th. Walker Thomas in 28th. Alex Linney in 9th. And Mike Kelly finishes in 30th.
Zach Allen in 31st. David Brown in 32nd. John Creighton 33rd. 34th is Tracy Powers. David Watts 35th. 36th Marco Berube. 37th Jeremy Brown. And Maxwell Caldwell finishes in 38th. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can bring in Sammy Harrell. Sammy, welcome to the broadcast booth. And congratulations on the P3 man. It's Talladega.
It is Talladega. And it's been a while.
It has. It's been a minute since we've last talked to you.
It has been a while. Man, our teammates just decided, on these super speedways, we either normally start from the pits or stay in the back for the first round, but we decided we was all going to be aggressive this whole race, and that's what we did.
Well, you know what? For the longest time, you were battling. Man, you had runs on both sides of you tonight. But we thought we were going to pull it off, but man, Marcus was tough.
Yeah, it's hard for that lead car to keep the lead, especially on the last lap. You can jump out there and pull them back on that right rear, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. But it was fun. I'll take a third. It's been a while, fellas.
It has. Well, congratulations on your P3 finish. Any shout-outs tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to shout out my Goat Racing diecast team and our Goat Racing Customs team. I want to shout out Elliot and y'all up in the broadcast booth. Y'all put on a heck of a show up there. And I hope we put on a show tonight for all the people that was watching.
You absolutely did. All right, there's your third place finisher, Sammy Harrell with Goat Racing. Sammy, congratulations.
Thank you.
With that, we'll bring in our second place finisher, who is a substitute driver tonight, Mr. Zach Lindgren. Zach, congratulations on your second place finish.
I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you.
Man, it's crazy here at Talladega, that's for sure.
Yeah, 3, sometimes even 4 wide, having to race like that and understand where the runs are coming and going and putting yourself in the right spot at the exact right time. It was a lot of fun, but man, one spot short. But no, for everything that happened tonight, for everybody going up high, going down low, it was a lot of fun right there at the end.
Well, this is a fun league we got some really good drivers in here, and it's good to have you in tonight, substituting for Brad. Just a great showing. I know we often ask drivers, what's your strategy coming in? Half the time we just say, basically survive. But we saw you for you were able to. You started back around 17th. Give us just a little bit of just what you saw throughout the night.
Yeah, my qualifying at super speedways isn't really my forte, but I do enjoy kind of starting mid-pack just to kind of see what the cars do. We all have a general idea of how they draft, but it just comes down to who you're drafting with and who's a good pusher, who's a good leader, and you learn that throughout the race. So really, I was just trying to learn what the lines were doing, who gets the runs, who doesn't, what to look for in lines, and coming down towards the end there, maybe with about 40 to 30 to go, I kind of figured out who to be around, where to get into, what to look for in the lines, and it kind of paid dividends right there towards the end. Once me and Marcus kind of went to the back, I thought we both were done. We've known each other for a while, so we kind of knew each other's tendencies. So once I got behind him, it was like a match made in heaven. We just came straight up to the front. We knew exactly how to. Well, he did. I just kind of followed, just kind of managing where we were and giving him the best pushes that I could, hopefully to get my shot at the end. And I tried to give everything I could. I just laid back a little bit too much going into 3. I didn't really have any help to push me back up there towards the front. But no, that's really it coming into super speedway, is just to learn the lines and learn how each of them move and who's better pushing, who's better leading, and what to look for and as the race progresses.
Did you find that with this change, the recent change to the car, that the pushing was a little bit easier, or you could push more in the corners?
You could push a little bit more in the corners. I was talking with my teammates in practice, and we were kind of talking about that the pusher can actually steer the leader a little bit, whether he's being pushed or not, whether he's close to or not. So we were kind of being mindful of that, kind of mindful of how the pusher can manipulate and really control the car that he's pushing. So that was one thing that I was trying to keep at the forefront of my mind, especially right there at the end, is to not give Marcus any kind of rogue bump, not to give him any kind of wild push, just to make sure that we had consistent speed and made sure that we were able to get up to the front like that. So the bumping was definitely different. You were able to give a more aggressive bump, and you can get in the corners, but you really had to be conscious of how you were pushing them, because you could steer the lead car the wrong way.
Gotcha. Well, congratulations on your second place finish. Any shout outs tonight?
Yeah, appreciate it, buddy. Got to give a huge shout out to Elite Motorsports. I know they haven't had the best run in this league so far, so it's really cool to come out here and get a P2 for them. Really wanted to win, but you beggars can't be choosers, and I'll take a top 2 any day. So a big shout out to Elite Motorsports, Jeremy and Nate, for being up here. Prayers for Jared tonight. He fell ill. I heard he had to go to urgent care, so prayers for him tonight. Hopefully we made him proud. Shout out to Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation for being on the car. I really enjoy working with those guys, and I really enjoy running this paint. Just have the silhouette elk plastered all over the car. It's really cool. So big shout out to Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation. You guys up here in the booth, putting in the time and effort as you do. Everybody back at home watching, I hope we put on a good show. And that's all I got right now, buddy.
All right. Well, congratulations. That's Zach Lindgren in the 05 coming in P2. And we welcome Marcus Adams for the third time into the broadcast booth. Marcus, congratulations on your win.
Thank you. I had to fight very hard for that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of action tonight. I can't tell you how many lead changes and moves we saw. It was wild tonight.
Yeah, I don't know if they changed the package, but the runs were like really, really strong, but it was wild. I'm surprised we did not wreck more than we actually did.
Yeah, in fact, I think we were remarking that the pushes were way more into the corners than they have been in the past. It definitely looks like they've done something to make that change. But kudos to you guys for what y'all did tonight and your success, because it was we saw some great runs.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I like plate racing, so I wish we could do it every week, but unfortunately we cannot. But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think John was remarking that you had won Daytona as well, correct?
Yeah, so I've won every plate race in this league this season.
There you go. There is the 1, 2, 3. Well, congratulations on your win tonight. Anything you saw, was that in your strategy tonight for getting around the 43? Was that just your plan?
No, I was just I'm pretty sure when it comes to pushing, I have a pretty big ego. I can push better than most people on iRacing, but I knew once, like on the backstretch, the third car in line wasn't trying to pass me. I knew I would probably have a chance to win, because I was just going to lock on to the leader and not let up.
There you go. All right, there's your winner tonight, Marcus Adams. Marcus, any shout-outs tonight?
Yeah, I got to shout out Zach for sticking with me, going to the back to the front. Balls Out Racing, Elite Designs, my boy Tamarcus. Me and him been doing this since 2010, so shout out to him too. And you guys for the broadcast.
Thank you very much. All right, folks, that's your race here in the IWM broadcast channel of the Tech4Troops Cup Series. Your winner, Marcus Adams, here at Talladega. John, where are we next week?
Next week, we are heading to the lovely Texas Motor Speedway for the Auto Trader Echo Park Auto 200, and then we will be off. So next week, we will be in Texas, and really quick, like Marcus said, he's won every plate race, every super speedway race this season. He's 3 for 3. If you want to take any guesses on who we're going to look at next race, I'm definitely not going to count him out because I counted him out with 6 to go, unfortunately, and he proved me wrong. So, Marcus, congratulations on the great race. So make sure to tune in next week for Texas, and make sure to tune in tomorrow night for the INRS here on the IWM Broadcast Network. Going to be racing at Talladega.
All right. Thanks, folks. Have a great night. Good night.